First order of business is to briefly clarify what a myth actually is. Here's the Frederick Dictionary definition of myth. A myth is usually a traditional or legendary story. The term myth is derived from the Greek word mythos, which simply means story. What generally makes mythical stories distinctive are their subjects, characters, and outcomes. Subjects of myth are often grand creation or origin stories of the world, of nature, of civilizations, of culture. Characters of myth are typically gods and goddesses, heroes and heroines, remarkable animals, or even plant life. Some of the grand outcomes of myth can be seen to this day, like the Devil's Tower or the Giant's Causeway. Or they can be legendary, unverified, lost outcomes, like the unicorn or the city of Atlantis. Many well-known myths have evolved through some form of ancient storytelling tradition and are mostly set in the timeless past, long before the advent of critical recorded history. It's interesting that the idea of myth is still a very contemporary subject due to the perpetuation of memes and modern myths that are made possible by our own storytelling tradition, the internet. In addition to just being a traditional story, a myth can also be a sacred narrative in the sense that it may hold religious or spiritual significance for those who tell it. Myths can be valuable in articulating the thoughts and the values of a particular ancient society or culture. Now, this is a really important point because the scientific use of the term myth implies neither the truth nor the falseness of the narrative. This is because scientists understand that for ancient cultures, a myth by definition is considered true, and that it embodies that particular culture's beliefs, concepts, and most importantly, their way of making sense of the world in their time. This very scientific, true by definition way of engaging myth is in direct opposition to our very popular, very simple, and very politically correct view that myths are always false